Welcome friends, in sport part 9, identify this graph and explain it. So this is a graph of the property of the cardiac muscle. We can see the extrasystole. So extrasystole followed by a pause before the normal cardiac rhythm. So you can see the compensatory pause over here after extrasystole, then normal cardiac or no, you can see normal cardiogram. Identify this graph and comment on it. So these are all the property of the cardiac muscle, and one more property we have just discussed in the previous video, all or nothing law. The first is for the extrasystole and compensatory pause. These are the normal cardiac rhythm. Second is staircase phenomena, similar to the multiple successive stimuli in case of the skeletal muscle. So you can see there is increase in the height. Okay, third one is effect of two successive stimuli. So you can see the here second stimuli is given immediately after diastole. Here second stimuli is given during systole, diastole, and here second stimuli is given during systole. So you can see the upstroke is the diastole and downstroke is the systole. So this is a systole and this is a diastole. And last one is the incomplete tetanus or graph of tetanus, where there is a fusion of contractions but no relaxation. Identify this graph and comment on it. You can see some gram, so you can say it is related with weight. So it is a graph of the load or effect of preload. Now how to decide preload and afterload? You can see here this is a simple muscle twitch having a, when we apply 10 gram weight, then when we apply 20 gram there is increase in the height, then 30 gram there is an increase in the height, but after that gradually decrease in the height. So for first few contraction, when weight or load is applied, there is increase in the height of contraction is noted due to Starling's law, but after that decrease in the height of contraction is noted. So it is a preload graph or free load. The another graph almost similar, but you can see when we increase the weight from 10, 20, 30, 40, gradually decrease in the height. So when gradually decrease in the height, this is the effect of afterload on the skeletal muscle of frog. So when we increase the load gradually, decrease in the contraction period but increase in the latent period, right? Increase in the latent period, decrease in the contraction period. So contraction period is reduced as well as relaxation period is also reduces, and decrease in the height of the contraction. So it is a afterload. So when load is applied before contraction start, it is preload or free load. But when load is applied after the contraction has started, it is called as afterload. Identify the graph and comment on it. So you can see some normal cardiac rhythm of frog. Then there is an arrow where we stimulate the vagus nerve. Then you can see the flat line and some irregular rhythms, and then after some time again normal cardiac rhythm is there. So you can say after vagal stimulation there is flat line, then there is a escape of this effect. So this is a graph of vagal escape. Causes of vagal escape is the depletion of the acetylcholine. The another reason, in frog vagus is vagosympathetic. In human being vagus is or it is a parasympathetic. So in frog, when there is a stimulation to vagus, simultaneously stimulation to the sympathetic system, which start normal cardiac rhythm. The another reason, the ventricle has no or minimal supply with the vagus, so after some time it start its own rhythm. The another graph, you can see normal cardiac rhythm, some ligature here, some different rhythm here. So it is atrioventricular rhythm, then second ligature and some flat line or no cardiac rhythm, then some irregular rhythms. So this is a graph of effect of staneous ligature on frog's heart or frog's cardiac muscle, where first ligature is bind between sinus venosus and atria. Sinus venosus is the pacemaker tissue, just like in human being having a sinoatrial node, SA node. So you can see sinus venosus is the pacemaker tissue. So when we apply ligature between sinus venosus and atria, but still you can see some atrioventricular rhythm. Then when you apply second ligature between the atria and ventricle, so atria cannot start its own rhythm, but after some time the ventricle start its own rhythm, and that is known as idioventricular rhythm. So this is the graph of the conduction velocity of nerve in frog. So the factor affecting the conduction of nerve, in brief you can say myelination, diameter, and temperature. If the nerve is more myelinated, the conduction velocity is high. Diameter is more, the conduction velocity is high. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan. If you like my video, subscribe my channel, share it, comment on it,